back on the Web Insurance Countdown to Kickoff on 1150 WIMA. Our broadcast game this week is Bath at Elida. Time now to review last week's picks, make this week's picks. As we look back to Week 8, our 5-game slate included Oregon Clay and Lima Senior, and that was pretty much a gimme. We figured the Spartans would roll, and indeed they did. 65-28. We all had the Spartans, so good to go. Also, we had Wapakoneta at St. Mary's with the rivalry renewed. We all had the Redskins, and they won 24-7. Also, we had Elida at OG. We all had the Titans, and at halftime, it looked like we were all going to be wrong.
Now, didn't I take Elida?
No, you did not take Elida.
Flirted with Elida. Good thing I did.
You flirted, but you didn't consummate the deal.
Right, that happened a lot over the years.
Yeah, we all won. Now, where else did we have? We all had Spencerville over Crestview. That didn't work out as Crestview wins that game on a botched PAT snap that turns into a two-pointer.
Wow.
They win 22-21. OG beat Elida 28-21, by the way. And then the separator game of the week was Kenton-Bath.
Oh, that's the one.
That's the one where you lost. You took Bath.
Oh, and I had a big lead at halftime.
They were up, and we were pulling for Bath. They would have kept them in the playoff chase. Unfortunately, Kenton comes back in the second half, beats Bath 19-13. So myself and Jason with the win. What does it all mean? Well, it means that yours truly goes 4-1. Jason goes 4-1. Mike 3-2. So our overall standings now: yours truly 34-6. Jason 31-9. Miller 30-10.
Yes.
As Aldrich has overcome a slow start to move into second place.
Wow.
3 games out with 2 weeks to go.
Not for long.
Not for long. A prediction right there from Mike Miller. But of course, with his track record, I wouldn't count on that one.
Last year's champion.
Wouldn't take that to the bank. Last year's champion. An aberration. Now, this week's picks. Again, not a lot of great games, but let's start with our game. Bath at Elida. Bulldogs have had many close calls, some excruciating losses. Bath, last week, the tough loss to Kenton we talked about. I think really tonight it could come down to who cares more than the other team, because there's nothing to play for as far as playoffs or conference titles. It's just about pride at this point. Mike, Bath or Elida?
Right, and that's kind of my thinking is, and Elida hasn't quit. I think last week at Ottawa Glandorf proved they haven't quit. Bath had everything hanging in the balance, and they blew a 13-0 lead at home in front of a big crowd. I think Bath more likely emotionally is down, and the game is at Kraft Stadium, so I'm going to pick Elida just on those sort of hunches.
Jason, what do you think? Bath, Elida. Could be a coin flip game.
Got it handy. Well, with a small coin this week.
Oh, you got you got a dime or nickel?
Yeah,
dime?
brother, can you spare a dime?
There you go.
Boy, Elida's been so up and down this year, and I've been kind of on the Bath bandwagon the past few weeks on their improvements, and in my discussions with Coach Garland a couple of different times on Coach's Corner this season. I'm going to stay with Bath. I'm going to pick Bath tonight.
Yeah, this is a tough one, because really I think it just comes down to is one of these teams going to be checked out, so to speak. And I'm kind of with Mike. I got to believe Bath's got a hangover still. I'm going to pick Elida tonight. One of these weeks they got to win one of these games that is right there to win. They've had so many excruciating losses. I'm going to take the home team tonight and go with Elida. Let's stay in the WBL. OG at St. Mary's. The Titans still with playoff hopes. The Riders looking to win their final 2 games and pull out a winning campaign in year number 1 of Doug Fry's return. Mike, who do you got?
This is another very close call and difficult to make. Ottawa Glandorf has the incentive of a possibility of getting to the playoffs, but St. Mary's has regained the competitive edge and pride factor. The big key in this game is for St. Mary's to not get dramatically behind. I'm going to go with the home team. I think St. Mary's has actually regained that edge, and Isaac Fitzgerald had a first-hand look. He's very, very impressive as a running back, and I think also the Rough Riders maybe grew up a little bit last week against a really good team like Wapakoneta in a just smidgen of an upset. I'm taking St. Mary's.
Jason?
We've got a second straight differentiating pick here because obviously my focus is on catching you,
right,
Mr. Sports Director, and staying ahead of Mike Miller. So I'm going to take OG. I think that's a huge comeback win for them last week, giving them momentum. Again, they've got something to play for. I'm taking the Titans.
You know what, I like OG in this game as well. I think last week was the game that might turn it around for them. They were dead in the water at halftime, and they figured it out, beat Elida, and you just figure OG's got that late season push that they're known for, and I think they're going to beat St. Mary's tonight. Let's move to the Northwest Conference. Jefferson at Ada. The Bulldogs were really struggling early in the season. Of late, they've turned it around. Jefferson, a couple of tough losses through the year. Has them at 6-2. Both these teams still thinking about the playoffs. Jefferson trying to stay on top in the Northwest Conference with just one loss. It's at Ada tonight. Mike, what do you think?
Another very close matchup, tough call with similar motivations for both Ada and Delphus Jefferson. I have no really obvious insight to select one team over the other. I'm going with where I'm from. I'm from Delphus, so go Jefferson.
Taking the Jeff Cats. All these, what do you think?
It's here. I might as well use it.
Got the coin.
Boy. Heads, home team, Ada. Tails, road team, Jefferson. Tails, road team, Jefferson.
All right, well, that makes it a clean sweep then. I look at the body of work. I think Jeff Cats are more impressive. Ada has made a nice effort to kind of rescue their season that was getting away from them. They've gotten to 5 wins. I don't think they'll get their 6th tonight. How about Crestview at Columbus Grove? The Knights, after an upset loss, dropped them out of the top spot in the Northwest Conference. They responded by knocking off Spencerville. Tonight they go to Columbus Grove, a team that got back on the win track last week. The game's at Clymer Stadium. Mike, who do you got?
Yeah, another somewhat difficult call. I'm going to have to think Crestview has reestablished themselves after getting over some big injuries, and the win over Spencerville might be a game changer for Crestview. They're itching to get back into the postseason. That was a rare opportunity for them last year. I'm going to say week 9, the Crestview freight train doesn't stop. They're going to find a way at Columbus Grove tonight. I'll take Crestview.
Jason, what do you think? Crestview, Columbus Grove.
A Knight's Tale in Grove tonight. Give me Crestview.
I would agree with that. I'm taking Crestview, and that'll make it a clean sweep. Our final game to pick tonight is the big game in the area. Lima Senior hosting Toledo Central Catholic. Spartans looking to claim at least a tie for the track title. Can they knock off the Irish tonight, Mike?
I think they're going to knock off the Irish tonight, Todd, but it's going to be a close game, and it's going to spook some of the Spartan fans a little bit because they're going to actually face a competitive type of situation. I think at the end of the day, the difference is going to be Lima Senior's offense, that they just have too many ways to score. And at this point, how can you not be impressed with their dynamite dual wideouts, Stafford and Flowers? Those are next-level guys. The little running back, Lyles, is just tremendous and seemed like a real classy young man at Buckeye Roundtable the other night. They've got a good quarterback who is really certainly adapted to Mike Fell's system. I like the Spartans in a close call that however close it is, they score more than Toledo Central Catholic.
Jason, Irish, Spartans tonight. What do you say?
Yeah, boy. Again, for all the marbles here for the most part in the track this season, and you know, again, it doesn't usually go well when I pick against Lima Senior, but, you know, we talked earlier about possible defense in this game to win this game and to keep the score relatively low, but something's nagging at me here that this is going to end up being one of those 60-some to 50-some finals. So for video purposes here, I'm going with the Spartans. I got the Cupid Cup right here.
All right, Jason's got the Spartans, and just to prove that I don't make these picks just to pad my lead, my gut's been telling me all week Central Catholic's going to win this game. I don't like the way Lima's been playing of late. A lot of mistakes, a lot of potential mistakes that better teams, I think, would exploit than the teams they've played recently.
And you've seen Toledo St. John's. How does Central Catholic shut them out?
That's a good question. I just think the Irish are really putting it together, and I'm not sure Lima is fully healthy. You know, we talk about the defensive injuries, Terrell Minor, Elias Wright. Coach Fell says they'll be back, and certainly they should be, but they've not played. They've been hurt, and that scares me a little bit.
Right.
So I'm going to take Central Catholic.
I get it.
But I say go Lima.
Right.
But my pick is going to be the Irish tonight. So those are the picks for week number 9. And our game tonight is Bath at Elida. We'll take a break, come back with Mark Coons from TV 44 and WOSN on 1150 WIMA.